So sport nutrition is basically how your diet affects your performance in different sports.
Understanding digestion of food, health-wise of food and how it's affecting performance.
The course is accredited by the Association for Nutrition, and we cover everything from the very basics of food, from macronutrients, proteins, fats, carbs, to how we digest them, to how that affects our body.
One of the key things you'll learn on the sport nutrition degree is how to actually use food to improve our performance, our recovery and our adaptations to training. So we'll show you how what you eat before, during and after exercise will not only get the most out of a performance, will enhance the adaptations to training and will set you aside from the other competitors.
We're doing a practical right now with cyclists.
We have a 20-kilometer cycle on a little test bike, and all my mates are around me taking my airs, feeding me either a placebo or like a carbohydrate drink. And I find it really interesting to just see my health pushing as hard as I can. So it's not just random people, it's your test results of people in your group, and you get to see those differences. It's pretty cool.
So we have biochemistry labs, physiology labs, environmental chambers.
And on top of that, we have some of the most high-tech research equipment, from mass spectrometers to equipment for doing metabolomics and proteomics analysis.
We try to teach a really authentic curriculum, and as part of that we take the students out to a number of settings.
I didn't expect the amount of stuff we actually do outside the classroom.
We've got some partnerships with a couple of local organic farms.
We basically went down to this organic farm and we basically went through all the procedures, how it affects the food chain. It was just really interesting to see.
The field trips can vary yearly, but we do like to get our students to get out of the labs. And that's something that I think is very removed from a lot of other nutrition courses, which almost focus exclusively on the lab.
Come to Kendal College to prepare and make starter, main and dessert for my own classmates and myself. And then we're currently looking into the macronutrient breakdown of the food and what that does to the body and to performance. And then we also get to try the food, which is a big bonus.
We also have field trips and partnerships with local sports teams where students can see the practical application of performance nutrition.
So it's not just what goes on in the lab, what goes on in the body, it's where does your food come from? How is that affected? We talk about the sustainability of food as well. So all of these are covered. So what's fantastic for our students, in their level 6, they do a work placement.
So we've got amazing relationships within professional football, including the likes of Everton, where we've had a long-standing partnership. We work within professional rugby, and what we then try and do is harness these relationships to create amazing student placements. Some of our students have been on placement with the England national football team, with the England national rugby team, within professional cricket, within professional athletics. So a huge range of experiences, and I think that's what sets us aside from many other organisations. And often these placements can actually turn into paid employment at the end of it.
So I think it'll set you up for plenty of avenues, giving you experience in the field.
So the obvious career from this course is actually working within sport nutrition, and we've got many of our alumni who are working now in Premier League football, working with international rugby. One of our former students is now the head of nutrition for England rugby.
But then we have people who go on to work further in research in academia. We've got people who go out to work in the food industry, work for supplement companies. So there really is a wide variety of options for people at the end of the course.
We want to make sure that we send out into the world these well-rounded performance nutritionists that can take into consideration all these aspects.
One of the great things about LJMU is that all of us in the nutrition and sports nutrition departments are actively involved in research, which means that we're constantly putting out our own research ourselves, but we're also constantly staying up to date on the latest developments in research. And that comes into our lectures, that comes into our taught practicals as well, because we want our students to be at the cutting edge of the science.
I knew a lot of the lecturers that were working here, because obviously they're very big in the sports nutrition world, so that was a big attraction for me.
We affect policy, we make changes that actually matter in the world of sport, and there are very, very few research institutes and universities in the world that can say that.
Yeah, I love it. I love studying at John Moores. I've made a lot of friends, which is good, and we've sort of got a nice community of people who are all interested in the same things. Having the student life building up in 24/7 is definitely quite a help.
I feel included in Liverpool, you get to know the city.
For me, it was a no-brainer come to John Moores, and I'm really enjoying my time there.
There's Liverpool, all happy.